Episode 1 of Snowpiercer Season 4 starts with Bess and Ben heading off on snowmobiles, where they find some sort of metallic wreckage on the ground. It seems to be a satellite of some sort, but as they radio through to Snowpiercer, they don't receive a response. Unfortunately, this turns out to be an ambush. The pair do try to run, but before we find out their fate, we cut forward to Leighton. We're 9 months later after Snowpiercer and Big Alice have parted ways, and this new beginning sees survivors outside Big Alice starting anew. Of course, with this little community, it's been tough going to grow food and generate power, not to mention communicate with Snowpiercer. But those inside the community remain hopeful that this will be the right way forward in this new world. The atmospheric conditions aren't helping their signal, given it's all over the place and unpredictable. Ruth is still here too, and she's actually part of the council chair. She's an influential part of this community, but she reinforces the issues they're currently dealing with in the cafeteria. Leighton remains optimistic though. The thing is, a lot of people are grumbling and revolting over the idea of their perceived paradise. Given the weather they've got and the litany of problems they have, it's clear that not everybody is on board with their current plans. One of those happens to be Osweiler, who ends up in an altercation with Bocky while they're trying to fix up the bridge. Oz has issues and demons of his own. He's drinking and apparently getting more and more unstable as the days go by. In fact, Oz is actually hearing voices, and that's hardly surprising given he has a tent on his own away from the community atop the mountains. At the council meeting that night, Alex is missing, but the rest of the group decide to live a little, drinking and playing cards. As for Alex, she finds herself wrestling with a nosebleed while also checking the seismic data up on an adjacent train carriage, higher away from the main refuge. Unfortunately, everything goes awry when the generator turns off. Javi heads out to fix it up, but it seems like it's been intentionally sabotaged. In the dead of night, he hears the sound of rocks moving, as it seems like whoever is out there is trying to remain undetected. Anyway, fast forward a day and Javi manages to get through to what appears to be Snowpiercer on the radio. There's only a bit of static, but it's enough for Javi to cling to this bit of hope. Given Josie went out to check out the relay earlier on in the episode, he believes this is their chance to communicate with the other train. When Alex shows up though, she shrugs off his suggestions and remains fixated on her work. With Snowpiercer apparently 6 or 7 hours away, they not only need to sort the relay, but also finish work on the bridge. When Leighton checks on the workers by the bridge, he finds out that neither Oz nor Bocky have shown up to work. It seems Bocky may have been at the engine room earlier on, with eyewitness reports that he left with a big crate of goods. All of this drama is unbeknownst to Josie, of course, who shows up at the relay and finds out that the whole thing is in pieces. She brings parts of the wreckage back to the group, and Leighton says the quiet part out loud. It seems this is sabotage. With the dissent in town growing, it makes sense that some would let their frustrations spill over. Leighton speaks to Ruth in confidence and believes this could be linked to Snowpiercer coming back. Resentment is a powerful thing, Ruth says, pointing out that their whole community and idea of sacrifice may not be sitting well with everyone in town. She knows this feeling, given they worked hard to grow what they have and then to see everything ripped away. It kind of parallels her own journey from working in luxury on board the Snowpiercer to now being leader of the rebellion group. Leighton certainly doesn't regret the choice here, given he gets to spend more time with his daughter Liana, but it's a heavy weight to rest on Ruth's shoulders, given what's going on right now. Leighton heads up to see Alex to check on her. It turns out she sent Bocky off to the edge to get her data on seismographic and geological readings, in other words, to check on earthquakes. The community has been experiencing small earthquakes lately, but there's something here that doesn't make sense to her. Bocky heads off to the edge with Alex's pet bird, Mr. Sprinkles, and sends it off on its way. However, Josie hears an ominous sound while up there and races back down the mountain. Leighton, back in town now, finds an ominous package sent on a track scaler down the tracks to him and the others. It's Audrey. She's in a rough way and simply retorts, "They're coming," in her weakened state before passing out. A bit further up the mountain, Zara heads up to check on Oz. He claims he's not crazy, but he has been hearing LJ's voice on the wind and it's driving him insane. Zara gets cold feet and rushes back to the community, but whether Oz is actually telling the truth and hearing a female voice or not is up for debate. Back in the town hall, Ruth takes the floor to address what's been happening. She thanks them all for their help in completing the trestle bridge and goes on to discuss their issues. However, everything is thrown into turmoil when Leighton shows up with Audrey. Midway through working on her though, the power goes off. Leighton realises that there's someone already in the community and they're responsible for what's been happening. Unfortunately, it turns out Dr. Hedward is part of the rebellion. We find this out just as Josie returns and tells Leighton that she didn't see a track scaler. She saw a snowcat. They don't have one of these, nor does Snowpiercer, so it seems to be a separate insurgent group out there. They arrive too late as Leighton finds Rosh knocked out by Dr. Hedward and a strange trooper that looks dressed like one of the Marines from Warhammer 40k. The same group, as it turns out, that we saw earlier, sporting rat symbols on their helmets and the ones that ambushed Bess and Ben in the snow. Zara runs into them on the mountain, but we don't see the outcome of what's happened. Josie shows and finds Zara on the ground, blood spattered and in a rough way. It seems like she's been thrown off the mountain and landed hard on her back. She does bring up that Liana has been taken and who the culprits are, but unfortunately she passes away. Zara is brought back into town, just as Leighton looks set to take off with the volunteers to search the hills. With Liana gone too, it seems like the old Leighton is needed to try and fight back here. As the episode closes out, we cut back to see snippets of what's happened to Bess and Ben earlier in the episode. They were taken back to Snowpiercer, where the leader appears to be a guy called Admiral Anton Milius. He claims to be part of the international peacekeeping forces and they demand to be taken to Mel, and that is where episode 1 of Snowpiercer season 4 comes to an end. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.